You're not going to put this in the bloopers.
Of course, you know, yeah, I use shake and I put all of this.
So Shiv isn't famous for using all the bloopers. Hi everyone and welcome to the Spill Sessions. You must be wondering where we are and what we are doing today. Yes, we are talking about coffees and I'm at the beautiful roastery of Café Cerrado and I've convinced the co-founder and the brain behind the roastery, Krittivas Dalmia, to join us for the session today.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, lovely to see you. Should we hug? Should we bump?
Are we doing the COVID
fist
bump?
Okay. That was awkward. But nice to meet you. I'm glad to see you here and I love what you've done here. So, Krittivas, tell us, what was your journey like? How did you get into, making coffees?
Thank you so much for having me here today and great to meet you over coffee and not alcohol. But this started maybe 7 years ago and it was actually, I studied in New York and when I moved back I was looking for a good cup of coffee for myself and it wasn't available here at that point of time. So we started exploring ways of finding ourselves a good cup of coffee and that led to the birth of this brand where we were able to
So, we've noticed that usually the love comes from within you, right? And the love and the passion that you've put in this place actually shows. So I'm really interested to know more about the roastery and I'm really excited that we're here.
Sure, 100%. Let's just dive deep into it. So we actually have 3 different types of coffees here, which is in Indonesia, India and in Ethiopia. And we brewed it in different brewing equipments based on what works best. So going to have you try some of them just to see the different flavor profiles that are actually relevant or existing in coffee. So a lot of people think of coffee as this one bitter beverage and that's the only thing they've been exposed to. But coffee, and on the other side of it, you see all of these notes on coffee packets and you're just wondering what the hell are they and why.
Totally.
And
Confusing
how
like
can
hell.
coffee taste like apple or caramel or any of these weird notes on it, right? But these are not actually artificial flavors. These are natural flavors in the coffee. So coffee is a bean which comes from a plant. And based on where it's grown, what altitude, soil, climate, rainfall, all of that actually lends to the taste of the coffee itself.
So kind of like wine or,
Very
anything
similar.
else that comes with the terroir, it comes with because of the climate, right?
Absolutely. So, and also what it's cross-planted with. So based on, where we're getting it from, we take that information into actually processing it and the roasting process itself adds a layer of flavor to it, which is essentially a balance between sweetness, bitterness, acidity, all of that. So think of like creating a recipe where you're trying to balance everything and depending on where it's coming from, you choose to highlight one of the factors more than the others. Just because that's what it's known for. So, some will be more acidic, some will be more bitter, some will be sweeter, something will be earthy. So, depending on where it's coming from.
So it's your original recipe, can we say that? That's safe to say that
So
this is Café Cerrado has its
absolutely.
own recipe to
Absolutely.
roast and to get the bean
So
from a
you'll
place.
notice this, with the same coffee, with different roasters will taste different and that's because that's the expression into the coffee. So roasting is an expression of the roaster for that particular coffee. And each roast profile is unique for each coffee and we try and bring out the flavor of the coffee in the cup. So it ends up tasting and different coffees appeal to different people depending on what kind of a flavor profile they like.
Absolutely. Very subjective, I would say.
Absolutely.
People like bitter, some like sweet, some like fruity, floral, etc. So, you are roasting these 3 beans as I can understand.
So actually we have 14 different coffees. So we have 4 from India and about 8 to 10 from different countries across the globe. And we have about 4 or 5 from Central America, 3 from South America, 2 from Africa, and we have Indonesia and Papua New Guinea as well. And what we do is we keep rotating some of the coffees. So the idea is to explore different regions of the world and keep getting something new for the client. So, sometimes we'll take off sometimes we'll add a new one just to see, keep it interesting for everyone as well. And it allows us to experiment as well. So
Yeah, that's amazing. So which is your most, let's say popular or most commonly asked
So
for
right
coffee?
now actually we have 3 of them here for you. One is in Indonesia. This is a slightly darker roast. And what we've done is we brewed it in a French press for you. So this one's actually the Indonesia if you'd like to try it. You'd take a sip and if you see the notes here, we've written our berries, caramelized nuts and creamy. So some refer to the body of the coffee, but when you actually sip it, it comes to be a little more earthy and nutty. Try it and see if you actually end up getting that flavor profile. And a lot of these flavor profiles are actually related to what you've tried in the past. So, sometimes you're just like, wait, this doesn't taste anything like that. But you relate it sort of more to what you're familiar with. But let's say when you're comparing two of them, you'll be able to tell that there's a difference in them.
Absolutely.
And that's where a good starting point is.
So we are looking, when we have Indonesian coffee, what is the particular, so if I go to a coffee shop and I see on the menu an Indonesian coffee blend or, roast, what am I looking for?
So actually look at two things. So one could be an Indonesian style of making coffee, which is different from the Indonesian bean. This goes with a lot of time you would have heard Italian coffee. Now, Italy doesn't actually grow coffee, so that's a style of brewing, or let's say because the espresso machine was invented there, and all of the espresso-based beverages come from there. So from espresso, americano, cappuccino, everything is based on the Italian style of making coffee. Similarly, a mocha pot, which is a home brewing equipment, is also primarily Italian to that degree and it's used a lot in South America as well. So those are methods of brewing, but it's not necessarily, there's no beans that come from there. So you would be brewing an Indian coffee or a Brazilian coffee, but in that method. So when you're going and looking at an Indonesian coffee, let's say, if it's a beverage itself, then it could just be a method of brewing, which could be traditional to Indonesia. But within Indonesia, on the bean side of it, there are again various grades, and again depending, so a Sumatran will be different from a Java just because the soil changes there and altitude changes.
Yes.
So like it is with anything.
We'll need to do 10 more episodes with you to understand this better.
No, but 100%. So within each Indonesian coffee, there's various differences. But our one ends up being more creamy, or nutty, earthy, like you were tasting it.
You can make out from the taste. It's really full-bodied and creamy, and I can make out. I love a good cup of Americano or black coffee.
Yeah. So in fact, when you're trying two different coffees, as long as you can tell the difference between them and then choose which one you like better, I think that's a good place to start, because just going and being like, okay, this is Indonesian, and expecting the same Indonesian taste in every cafe you go to, that's not going to happen.
Right, how it's made makes a difference. Great, so what's the next one that
So this one's actually an Indian coffee. This one is a Mysore Nuggets Extra Bold. So it's actually the highest grade of washed Arabica available in India.
Whatever you said, I completely understood that.
So in the coffee, basically there's Arabica and Robusta. So Arabica is actually a higher quality coffee which is grown at higher altitudes. But it ends up actually having slightly lower caffeine content than a Robusta, and it's more subtle in terms of the notes and flavor profiles that it has, because it's grown at a high altitude. So think of it as that it's taking a longer time to ripen because of the altitude. Robusta, on the other hand, has more caffeine content. It's
bitter, I think.
It's more bitter. It's more robust, as the name says.
So, in fact, Arabica is used very extensively in cocktail making because of the same subtleness of the coffee coming through and not dominating the spirit as such. So that is something that we hear all the time from beverage experts, from mixologists.
Yeah, I think a Robusta would maybe overpower your the liquor or any sort of other ingredient which you're doing, so it becomes hard. But a lot of blends are used globally for the espresso machine.
So this is coming from Mysore.
So it's called Mysore Nuggets Extra Bold. It's from the Karnataka region, which is 70% of where most of India's coffee comes from, because that's the primary growing of India. So this one we've actually made it on the espresso machine. So this is an Americano. So try it. I mean, Indian coffees tend to be sweeter, and if you see here, there's we called it light lemon and toffee caramel. So you'll see a big difference in the body itself. That was creamier. Even though this is an espresso, it's not as full bodied as an Indonesia coffee. And when I say lemon, it's a slight acidity of lemon. It's not really that we've squeezed lemon juice into it. So it's very.
I don't know whether I can. I think my palate is not as distinguished as yours with coffee.
No, I
can't make out the lemon at all.
It's also probably because of the brewing equipment. So sometimes what happens, if you're making the same in a pour over, the lemon will shine a little more as opposed to an espresso machine. But this one, there is a certain level of caramelization in it, which you can taste as a sort of sweeter espresso as opposed to a very robust espresso which you may have tasted. So this one was the Indian one. And last we have an Ethiopian coffee. Now the Ethiopian coffee is actually a washed Sidamo. Now Sidamo is a growing region in Ethiopia. So when I say washed, the other of washed is natural, which are the two main pre-processes which is before the coffee is actually coming to us. And what happens is, because the coffee bean is the seed of a cherry, so when you're taking out the seed from the cherry, you either do it with water, which means you're washing it, so you're removing the pulp through water, or you leave it out in the sun to dry, which is called the natural process. So which is the natural or the washed, which are the two main processes. There's also a hybrid of these processes now, which is called the semi-washed, honey processed, all of that. And now it's gone into fermentation and whatnot. So it's, and whiskey aged barrel, and so it's completely exploding, which is great because there's so much flavor which is sort of infused or experimented with in coffee, and all local to wherever it's grown. So depending on what natural ingredients are actually available there.
And what are the Ethiopian coffees known for? Like, what are we looking for?
So the Ethiopian coffees are generally more fruity and flowery, if I can say. So this one we actually did in a pour over. So it's just a pour over is essentially just pouring hot water over the coffee grounds. And so it would be more, flowery and fruity if you can. So we've written jasmine and papaya in it, but I don't know if you can get those exact flavor profiles. But essentially, if you can tell, that this is sort of more acidic than what that was, that's sort of the basic.
When you compare the three, it's obvious. So there is a difference in the body, in the way I think they've been made also.
Yeah,
there's a big difference.
And each of them actually, depending on the equipment, requires a different grind size. So think of it like, so all of them are beans, but the beans need to be made into powder before it's consumed. And depending on what process you're using to actually brew it, the powder size changes. Yeah, so I think pour overs have also been catching up a lot in India because a lot of people are moving towards drinking black coffee, and of course all three of these are black coffees is what you're having. But even based on milk-based beverages, depending on how you like to have it, we always say drink coffee the way you like to have it. A lot of people talk about right, wrong, this is the best way of having coffee.
But give us, like, for our viewers, just give us, like, this question is often asked, and you told me that a lot of people ask you, how do you make a perfect cup of coffee? And that first coffee that you want perfectly made, how should one make it? Like, just give me like this.
There are so many parameters that go into it, but I'll tell you there's some things to stay away from because I think those are, so one is, I think all of us are used to sort of drinking a soup bowl of coffee. So we don't need that much caffeine. Yeah, exactly. So keep your cup size real, and I think
something like this.
Yeah, this is actually just about 180 ml or so, which is ideal sort of for a cup of coffee. In terms of the brewing equipment, figure out what you like. Like you said, this is your palate, so try, experiment, see what you like. If you prefer something which is more milder, more fruity, then go in for a pour over. If you prefer something which is more full-bodied, then use a French press or espresso something, or an AeroPress.
So the more flavor that you want to extract from the bean is how it's scientifically working, right?
Essentially. So different brewing equipments will give you different flavors. Third, keep care of the temperature of the coffee. If it's burning hot, you can't taste anything in any case.
That is something you told us about, right? How cappuccino should be had at almost a room temperature.
Absolutely.
Which was quite a fact for me. Fun fact, actually, I tell a lot of people because we run restaurants and we get this feedback all the time that your coffee is not piping hot, and I think we are used to the the steaming cup of coffee. I think it's the romanticizing of the whole cup of coffee with the steam coming out.
Absolutely, I think it's also to do with the advertising because you'll always see a steaming cup of coffee and they'll sort of
that's because of filter coffee
enhance the steam.
But someday when you make your own ad for Kaffa,
oh God, I better be careful not to have steam coming out of it. But essentially, coffee, when you're tasting the flavor profile, and you'll know this because you're in the industry as well, is if it's that burning hot, your taste buds cannot taste it in any case. So you're not really tasting it, you're just sort of having a warm beverage, and it could be anything.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for flavor notes, then when it comes down to more room temperature, about 70 degrees or even lower than that, that's when you can actually get the flavor profiles and different notes. So you can actually explore different coffees and then choose which one you like. Again, if you like to have it super hot, go for it and have it. So that's what we always end with, saying that have it the way you like to. But these are just some things to keep in mind. Again, the way.
Amazing. This was just like I said, this is like so much information in the 5 minutes that I've spoken to you. I mean, I cannot believe so much goes into making this cup of coffee so beautifully. I mean, all the best, Krutivas. This was so amazing, and thank you for taking out the time and showing us your roastery and inviting us over. Guys, this is right in the middle of Okhla. I mean, it's right bang in the city, and if you are a coffee geek, do come over and take a look at the way coffee is being made. There's a coffee shop, and enjoy the cup of coffee. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Glad you enjoyed it. So guys, like, comment and subscribe to the 3 Bar Stools on YouTube, and follow us on Kafa Serrado.
Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook, all of that.
This was a nice comment.